sun is high, we're feeling good. In Miami where the spirit's understood. With Bobby Phins talk leading the crew. We're gonna show you what these Dolphins do. Fins up high, the crowd's roaring loud. In the city with the blue and aqua proud. Fin stanzas here with the play-by-play. We're getting ready, it's game day. Are you ready for some football? Miami Dolphins standing tall. Are you ready for some football? Showtime at the Hard Rock, y'all. From the tailgate to the field of green with the best fans you ever seen. Bobby's got the scoop, hot off the press. In Miami, we roar to impress. Play up stats and pregame chat.
Good morning and fins up, Dolphin fans. Welcome to the Fins Talk pregame show. I'm Bobby Fins Talk, joined always by Sammy and Stanza here on FTSN, the Fins Talk pregame show. Good day, fellas. It's game day. How we feeling? Sammy, how are you, my man? Oh, Sammy's muted. Here, come on. Here he is.
I just put a Steve. Hi, Steve. We were talking before the show started about how it's game day, but it's kind of a weird game day, right? It's like kind of a limbo, right? It probably means that we're in the hunt, but we're kind of not. But always glad to be with you guys. Always glad to have the Dolphins game day. So we'll see what happens today against the Jets.
Man, you're not wrong. We were talking about it, and I knew there was the game today. I was like, we're here. It is. Let's go. Jets, Dolphins. Doesn't get better than that, at least for Dolphin, because I can't stand the Jets. Hello, good morning, Russ. Great to see you in there. And but for whatever reason, I woke up this morning, and I'm like, is there a game? I'm like, is there a game? I'm like, and you go on Twitter, there's not. And I start thinking, is it because we're all waiting for, a majority of us are waiting for the college football playoff rankings? Are the Miami Hurricanes getting in, or is it Notre Dame, or is it Alabama? Hey, man, Indiana beat Ohio State yesterday, which was a lot. It was a lot of fun. So there's a lot of distractions. But, yes, today is the day. Dolphins versus the Jets. The Dolphins looking to win 4 games in a row and, trying to get that 6th win. And if they get that 6th win, we know what Tristan is going to say. 6-7, that's what the record will be. So we're going to get into all that. We're going to talk about the latest headlines. We're going to go through the league, go around the league. We're going to talk about, can Miami get this win? Will they get this win? What are the keys to victory? It is if I checked earlier today, it's like 30 some odd degrees up in New York right now. I know it's 39, 37 here. So it's not it's cold, but it's not crazy. Maybe really cold for Sammy. I know it's super cold for Tati. They go outside.
85 over here. It's 85 over here. So yes.
My father-in-law's famous word when he goes outside when it's that degrees out or any 50 degrees. Ay frío, ay virgen. So it's an ay virgen type of weather today. I got a lot to say. Send that link, Bobby. Oh, Russ wants to jump in. Really? The Jets fan, do we want to pollute our show today with some Jets talk? Well, we're going to have to, I guess. I will send that link. But before I send that link, or while I send that link, how about the man of the hour, the man with the power, the clicker, Phins Stanza, who seems like you're like us. You're like, is it a game day? Where's game day Phins Stanza? I have to do it. I have to be the animated one. Good morning, sir. My dear friend, my brother, how are you?
Happy 6-7 weekend to both of you.
Son of
you haven't. Hey, the Panthers won 7-6 yesterday, and when they got
they did. Trust me, I know.
And congratulations to, even though I am a Canadian, Vancouver Whitecaps did the best they could. But congratulations to Inter Miami for winning the MLS Cup.
Yes.
That was quite a scene in South Florida yesterday. Broward County has won 3 championships in the last 18 months. Not the Heat, not the Marlins, and not the Dolphins, but we'll take it. Broward County is doing a good job. Dade County could do a little bit better, but Broward County is doing pretty well, Bobby. How am I doing? I was doing great till 5 minutes before the show, and then you have young kids, Bobby, and it became a little bit of an explosion today. Sort of like how I react on post-game. I overreact to a couple things. I overreacted with some of the kids because they were having a little bit of tantrums. I don't know, Bobby. Have your kids got into the Roblox technology feel yet? Are they into that yet? Or
Oh yeah, they're
has it-
going Roblox. They're
Oh
not
yeah,
on that
no,
right
it's
now,
pretty
but
bad.
it's off
pretty
and
bad.
on.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
So how am
Uh-oh.
I doing? I am ecstatic. I cannot wait for today's game. It is NFL football, and my hero Tua Tagovailoa is going to make me proud today, and
Oh,
he's going to be the reason to win this football game. Mike McDaniel, my mentor, my hero of a coach, the guy I
there he
look
is.
up to more than anything, is going to coach a phenomenal game today.
Welcome back, buddy.
All the children
That's right.
are
I
gonna
know.
be- everyone
back, buddy.
on 6-7 weekend there will be a full moon, and we will be
Oh.
6-7. It's going to be a fantastic day. The one thing I'm joyful about is all of this time this week. The best part about this week was all the talking heads talking about the guy I always said was phenomenal, even though the people in my ear who are texting me right now nonstop about how bad Ryan Day is and how bad Ohio State is and how bad the Dolphins are and how they need to have explosive plays. How about my man, Devon Achane? The guy is literally, is he an offensive player of the year? What would they do without Devon Achane? They have to pay him now. The one thing I might tell you is Devon Achane this week got proven today by the Talking Road, because it was the first time Bobby and Sammy, I actually got to hear it, because people weren't talking about the Dolphins that much. But whether it was Rich Eisen, whether it was that. And by the way, on a separate note, what most joyful interview that made me smile today? Are you either of you Landman fans, or you guys don't watch Landman?
Love Landman.
Okay.
Love it.
Andy Garcia,
Love
having him sit there on the Rich Eisen show, talking Dolphins, because he's originally from Cuba, grew up in Miami.
Yes.
How he was talking about the passion of the Dolphins. Like, you have different fans who come in who are laid back. Oh, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. The man was talking history like he was at the Orange Bowl. He saw the Super Bowl, and he was watching all this, and how he was talking about all this and all that. Like, that was nice to see, that there are even like celebrities who have been suffering for 60 years like we have, right? So that was kind of nice. Like, the fact that the Dolphins are actually getting a little bit of flowers in a positive way this season was great. But Bobby, I laughed today. I sent you that video of like the picture of what McDaniel looked like when he was hired. And then you look at what he looks like now, and you would think that he isn't doing so well by this gruffiness that he has, because he used to be all clean cut. But before I pass it on to you, what made me giggle today more than anything, are both of you guys Curb Your Enthusiasm fans? Either of you guys?
Love it. Larry David, brother.
The interview where his friend dies, and it's because and they turned it around that he's a Jets fan, and he died because of the Jets. I have to send you that video.
Oh,
But
send
like,
it to you.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's like he got into a fight where someone told him this guy is dead, and he died near the golf course, and they talked about how he was a big Jets fan, and it was just great. But no, overall, honestly, every week I'm really coming with a blank slate because I have no expectations, right? I used to have this, remember, I used to be Finstanza bandwagoner up here, so I used to fall off a cliff. Now, if they do well, I come in with a very positive attitude in that sense. But also, what's really cool is, in theory, it's a lot of game watching for us today, right? Like, we're going to be looking at stats like, we need that team to lose, we need that team to lose, we need that team to lose, we need that team to lose. So it's actually, we're rooting for a lot of teams today that we wouldn't normally root for, and it's only because now we actually need a lot of teams to lose. We need a lot of help. So
Absolutely.
in the end, all I'm going to say is I'm in a good mood, because I think now they know, like, now they're at a point where I don't think they believed yet. If they lose today, every game is counted, but now to lose to the Jets potentially, everything they've worked hard for is gone down the window. And if Tua craps the bed again, and the Dolphins crap again in cold weather, then then there's no more excuses, right? Like, you've played bad the last couple of weeks, but now this game of all games will have the biggest egg on your face. You have Dolphin fans who have really come down. It's meant like takeover. You have a lot of support in the stands. So I'm looking forward to today's game. I'm excited for today's game.
You know, you bring up a very good point. We're going to welcome Russ Morgan here in a second, host of On Deck and College Bullets, and our resident Jets fan, because that's the type of person I am. You know what I mean? I can't stand the Jets, but I'm a person who welcomes everybody. No, but we're going to get Russ in here in just a second. But I do want to point out, and it's great to have Russ in also because, I want to get his take on the Indiana-Ohio State game last night, Fernando Mendoza. We know that sweepstakes. Does he, would he love his Jets to go get him? Would he be interested in the Jets winning today, or would he want them to lose? So we're going to talk about all that, get all those takes. But before we do, I will point out something that Sammy and I were talking about earlier. Again, why does it not feel like game day? Is it because we're waiting for the college football playoff rankings to come in, or is it because, like Sammy kind of brought up, we're in limbo? The Dolphins are in limbo. We're like in purgatory. Where are we going here? We're kind of stuck. We see, oh wait, we're a 3-game win streak. We could win 4. Technically, because of the graphic, we're alive. But in reality, Miami could win all their games, but they're going to need for a couple teams to lose in order to get in. And then you're like, do we want to get in the top 10? Do we want to be do we want to just miss the playoffs? There's a lot in there. So it's, I think if we knew, oh, we're definitely getting in the playoffs, or if we knew, oh, we're definitely not getting in the playoffs, I think it would be a little different feeling going into this game. Either way, it's game day. It's good to be excited. Nothing's better than beating the Jets. And while I say that, let's welcome Russ Morgan into the house. Bring him in here. And there he is.
Psych. Got to throw it on.
Oh, boo.
Sorry,
Shame.
Bobby. Thanks. I was kind of a little joking. I don't know if I sounded like one of your guests. Send me the link, Bobby. Sammy, Evan, great to see you always.
See you again.
I hate the Dolphins, but you guys are 3 of my favorite Dolphin fans.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate you, brother.
Nice.
You are my favorite Jets fan, so I'll say that. And I can't
Mine
stand
too,
the
because
Jets.
I don't like any other Jets fans. So Russ, you're number one. You're number one, baby.
Oh man,
but yeah, I know, doing good. We got a lot of stuff coming up here at 12 Eastern with college football playoffs. So I'm with the committee. I'm geared up for that, ready to go, excited. Had some one good game yesterday, and we had one good game. And I spoke about this on Thursday night with Sammy. I'm like, I think it is the fans, the situation we have in sports nowadays. I was speaking to my father about this, is all our fault, because every time, we complain, we want replays, we want more involvement. And then when we get more involvement, we don't like that. And then we want more, like we had the BCS, we hate the computers, in college football. Then they went to a 4 team that lasted about 2 years, and they're like, oh, we want more teams. And now you're seeing we have 12 teams. Well, it's not enough. Now we want 16 teams. And, there's going to be, because of what happened in the ACC yesterday, there's going to be 1 or 2 teams that should be in those playoffs, such Alabama, Miami, Notre Dame, will get left out. And I'm all for a group of 5 getting in, but me being just a guy who loves college football, I just want the best effing game. I want to sit down on a Saturday and watch the best football game. Am I going to get that? Like, I love the James Madison story. Don't get me wrong. I've loved the move up from FCS to FBS. But are they going to give me the best football game, the best quality of football playing in Oregon is what they're – I don't think so.
So let me ask you, now that you've brought that up, because we are waiting for the college football playoff rankings. Today is the final ranking, right? There's no change after this. This is it.
Yep.
Right? Okay. I will say, full disclosure, or, it hasn't been officially announced, and it will be officially announced after the rankings. If the Canes do get in, this is just for our FTSN audiences, Canes will be live. The Canes Wear podcast will be live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time to discuss and react the Canes getting in and the how the playoffs could look. So at that same breath, though, Russ, you covering college football, obviously pro football, but college football, you've been watching all these teams, or following all these teams as much as you're and you have an unbiased opinion, kind of looking out or looking in. A lot of discussion about, obviously a lot of people talk about the head-to-head with Notre Dame, Miami, and then you look at this, you look at their records, you look at their strength of schedules, and there is a big argument of why Miami should be over Notre Dame. But somehow, some way, the college football playoff committee keeps putting Notre Dame over Miami. And now you have Alabama losing yesterday. all that coming into the picture, where do you stand on this discussion? Miami, Notre Dame, Alabama. Do you think the Canes should be in, or should it be like, is it Canes, Bama, Canes, Notre Dame, Bama? Where do you stand on that, with at least in that controversial triple threat?
It's really difficult. I think at the end of the day, they should both be in. I think Miami and Notre Dame should get in. I think they're both. I get it on both ends. People are like, hey, they played. Miami should be ahead of Notre Dame, but on the same side of Notre Dame's the hottest team in college football right now, and so they should get in. But I think the bigger issue is that we're going to see is with Alabama if they don't get in, because if Alabama, who beat Georgia earlier in the year and was solidified in the college football playoffs before yesterday, I think the bigger question will be, why would teams, if they are in before the conference championship game, say, why would they go play this game? If they lose, they're out. Why would anybody want? Why would you want to play that game? So Alabama, who is at 9 yesterday before they lost, if they don't make it, why wouldn't they just be like, hey, we're going to opt out of the college football playoffs? Of the championship game.
Yeah.
The conference championship game, because if we lose, we're out. Well, why would I think that's going to start a domino effect of teams be like, hey, we're just going to bow out.
That's interesting.
I think one issue against Miami is the conference championship game, is because you're literally, the conference is so weak that we had a 7-5 Duke team win the ACC. Now, yeah. I'm with, like, I want Miami and Notre Dame. I think Miami, when playing well, they're one of the better teams in college football.
So,
but it's gonna be, hey, look at the ACC. The ACC had a 7-5 Duke team win. He threw.
Son of a. Oh, hell no.
We had a 7-5 Duke team win the ACC. Now, how is that going to affect their strength of schedule? But I think I do agree. James Madison is going to, unless something changes with Duke, is above James Madison, which I don't see happening, because James Madison won handily the other day. We probably, I'm going to say 99% are going to get Tulane and James Madison in, and there's going to be two teams that are going to have a nice little easy first. Ole Miss and LSU, Ole Miss and Old Oregon, probably going to have a nice first game.
So I want to say, first off, shout out to everybody watching right now. Mac Rack 10. It's a Miami Jets game. They're talking college. Tell us something that tells you something about the Jets. No, I'll tell you why. Exactly for that reason. No, because the college football playoffs is official rankings coming through, and you got Notre Dame fans, you got Hurricane fans, you got college football fans who are interested in this conversation. But it does tell you about this Dolphins Jets game a little bit, but we will get into it. And our college football expert is a Jets fan, so we will get his opinion. And let's fall right into that. We'll stay in that conversation. And then Phins TV Plus has been canceled on Thursday nights for that Notre Dame hat. But no, just
it's okay. Bobby says I'm canceled almost every week.
That's right.
Every time I do on deck, he's like, "Bye, yeah, we're not doing this next week." So
cancel. No, but very quick with that Indiana game yesterday. I did not see the after game press interview that people were talking about with Mendoza, but you are in that. The Jets are in that conversation. For the number one pick. A lot of people, you watch Mendoza, And there are Dolphin fans that are banging the table for that opportunity to have him, but they're also banging the table in frustration that, oh my God, the Jets could get Mendoza. Are you a Jets fan that it's like, man, I really want this kid? Have you seen enough that you're like, I really want this kid as the future of the Jets organization? God help us.
No, I do not.
Ooh, I like it.
I do not. I think I think he's a great college quarterback. I really do like Fernando Mendoza. I think he's a very polished young man. I think he'd be a great leader of a franchise. But do I think he is a top 5 pick, which they're projecting he'll be the first QB off the board? I don't think there's a true quarterback in this draft who could be a franchise guy. Now, if you're the Dolphins, you really want the hometown boy, go mortgage your future for him. That's fine. I think it's better to get the right, as we're seeing kind of with the Jets right now. That they have 3 wins, but they beat Cincinnati in Cincinnati. Right, and then they traded Quinton Williams and Sauce Gardner, which 2 of the best players on the team. I was fine with Sauce. I think Sauce is overrated, and he got hurt in that Miami game trying to tackle someone, which is bizarre because you're an NFL player and you can't tackle. I think it's more important to have the right guys in the system. I mean, we beat Atlanta, we beat Cincinnati. We have the right coach. I feel. To get the right people in the system instead of a superstar. I think you just take a court. We can both. We're both in the same situation. That you just taking a quarterback, just take a quarterback, doesn't work out.
True.
I spoke to Sammy on Thursday. And when we were talking, Trevor Lawrence was going into his junior year was a surefire, next Peyton Manning, and he got put in a situation right off the bat where it's not good. You're drafting high in the draft unless you're like the Jets or like the Browns will have. You have 1 pick. You're in the top 5 of the draft for a reason. You weren't good that year, so that means you have holes on the roster. So like we're seeing with Sam Darnold, was very successful last year in Minnesota and is having a very good year in Seattle this year. They're in the right situation. Usually your offensive line isn't that good, and you guys can attest to that as well with Tua. If you're early, if your offensive line, if you focus on those skill players, you're lacking in the offensive line. And now we're seeing is Trevor Lawrence a top 15 QB in the NFL? Do we think? I don't think he is. I think he's fine, but would I say he's a top 15 guy? I don't know. I guess like we had talked about Sammy, there's not a lot of great QB play this year.
That's a great point.
Especially on the AFC side. So and it's also like we saw, like we're seeing with Caleb Williams. He didn't have a great year last year, but he's having they're having a very good year in Chicago, and he's looking a lot better because they brought in the right guy. So I would think it would be more important to take a player to fit your system than reaching. We reached for Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson had a phenomenal junior year, but if you look back, the best team they played that year, because it was the COVID year, was Coastal Carolina. If you know anything about Coastal Carolina, they're not a football school. They're a baseball school. So it's like, like the same thing with San Francisco. They took Trey Lance, He had played 16 games in North Dakota State. Now he never got a shot to start. But so it's just to take a guy to take a guy. You look at Justin Fields, unbelievable athlete, but does he have it up here? Can he make the reads? He's proven he can't. So
that's a good point.
And there's a lot of great deep players there. You have Jordan Tyson from Arizona State. You have Caleb Downs is probably the best defensive player in college football. You have was it Desmond Bain from Miami, who's just a game wrecker up front there. I mean, there's a lot of great players minus the quarterback, but obviously the quarterback is what drives the NFL.
Yeah, Ruben Bain. Then that's my
Ruben
thing.
Bain's a freak.
Yeah, no, and I've said that even before Miami started winning games and getting themselves out of that conversation. It's like, yeah, I understand, quarterback, and we need to make a change here for the Dolphins. However, the quarterback is not the biggest issue with the team. It's you want to add talent, and if you're sitting there and Ruben Bain is there, it's going to be a hard pass. It's going to be hard to pass up on him for any team.
Look at the Browns. They could have took a quarterback in the Myles Garrett era. You take Myles Garrett, who could be one of the best defensive players we've ever seen in the NFL. The guy's too bad the Browns aren't really good. I like that one. The Cats spanked Auburn last night. That's my college team, Arizona. So I like that. Bear down. But it's like, you look at the Browns, you could have took a quarterback there, but they take Myles Garrett, who's one of the best defensive players in the NFL. And I mean, too bad he might get some Mike Trout treatment when we're going to never see him in the playoffs. But they took the best player, and the guy's a freak. And it's also like I lost my track. I had something Miami related, but it wasn't going to be a jab. It was just going to be,
It was going to be a jab. You thought twice about it. You didn't want to get kicked. What?
All right, so we're kind of in that situation with Tua. Obviously, he had a great year. A couple of years ago was great. I was like, hey, Tua is at least a top 12 quarterback. I think he can help your team win. But now we're seeing the regression. And I know I've heard this on all your Dolphins podcasts. You guys are going to eat a lot of dead money if you do cut him, correct?
That's right.
So it's like we're kind of in that situation this year with the dead money this year and next year with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that'd be kind of the same situation. I'm like, you're going to screw your cap space if you end up cutting Tua.
Yes.
We're $35 million dead cap money from Aaron Rodgers this year. And it'll be, like 15 if we cut Justin Fields next year.
Let's see this little thing he's about to do here in the corner. So rude to our guest. So rude.
So good.
He's so rude. So let's get into this here.
What's the Dolphins' biggest rival?
For me, it's the Jets.
It's the playoffs.
Oh, damn. Okay, there it is. Damn, rude. Oh man, wait, very quick before we move on here. We did get our game inactives, so let's throw that in here for the Dolphins. Quinn Ewers is your emergency quarterback. AJ Green, Andre Carter, Kendall Lamb, Taj Washington, Matthew Butler, all on the inactives list for today's game. Any surprises there, Finstanza?
No.
Let's see here. Sammy?
No, nothing surprises me today. My hero is playing football, is throwing the football, and my mentor is coaching the game. I'm very excited for today's football. Nothing could go wrong.
It's opposite Finstanza today on the pregame show.
I love you, Sammy.
Again,
Very cold here
Finstanza.
today. They're talking how it's cold in New York. Here, it's much colder. It's in the 20s, maybe the teens today in Canada.
It's 85 over here, so yeah.
Inactives for the Jets: Justin Fields, Tyler Johnson, Tony Adams, the safety, just Sir Tyler, the D-back, edge rusher Braden McGregor, defensive lineman Mazzie Smith, and tight end Jelani Woods. Any surprises there, Russ?
No, the one I'm surprised out is Mazzie Smith, just because he was such a high, first round pick, and I thought getting him, it was either he was thanks AD, I appreciate it, man. And I was laughing at your comment on Evan there. It was pretty funny. It's a good one. he was a first-round pick with Dallas. So I'm just wondering with him, what was the issue with him in Dallas? And he was inactive, just healthy and scratch in Dallas when he was there, and now same thing in New York. I'm like, what's going on there? Is it more not just game related? Is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, very interesting to see. And of course, you go, oh, Justin Fields is out. Who's their starter? Tyrod Taylor. Evan's famous for talking about Tyrod Taylor. He loves Tyrod Taylor and what he does to the Miami Dolphins. So there you go on that. Let's see here. So a lot of noise, though. Today, not today, but throughout the week, Devon Achane making the rounds around the media. Like Evan says, getting a lot of attention around the league nationally, possibly Offensive Player of the Year, Sammy, for what he's done in Miami. In spite of what Miami has done this year, he is, obviously, especially how lackluster the offense has been, he's been the bright spot and now making national waves. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for the Dolphins?
It's only can be a good for the Dolphins because the offensive player of the month of the NFL, Achane, basically the Dolphins, if not for him, probably would not have, I don't know, but the 4 wins, probably not 3 of them without Achane. So he's been the savior for my Daniels because he's been the savior for the Dolphins season because it would be embarrassing that this team would be if Devon Achane was not playing for the Dolphins. So only good things can come for Devon Achane playing for the Dolphins. It's going to be a problem eventually because he's going to get paid, and the Dolphins should, I see many people, wait, don't pay, whatever, It's about selling tickets. The Dolphins need someone to feature from the field next year. So it's inevitable. He's going to get resigned. Probably he's going to hold down if he doesn't. And he's going to be a Dolphin for the next years to come. So it's only good things can come for Achane playing today. And because a victory, Ross, against the Jets.
It's all right.
Can I add to what Sammy was saying quickly?
Yeah.
One thing I want to point out, and this is not reverse Phins stance. I'm being very serious about this.
Be consistent, Evan. Be consistent. You cannot flip flop.
Okay, I apologize. Okay. As bad as Tua has been, as poor as he's played, this truly is a reflection on how poorly constructed the team is on offense.
Yes.
And unfortunately for me, and I hate to, because I know I was hard trolling on Devon Achane for a long time, thinking about Jason Sanders. The one player I am most disappointed in on this team right now during this time, especially in the last 3 or 4 games, is Jalen Waddle.
Yes.
Where is Jalen Waddle?
100% agree.
Jalen Waddle was a top 10 pick. You traded back up because that was your targeted guy. You could have stayed where you were, took Jamar Chase, and you took Jalen Waddle. Now, have the interceptions where he's thrown to Jalen Waddle, the places where you should have been throwing it to him? No. But even in attempts, the body catching, the drop balls, the inability to lead, he is not a number 1 wide receiver. He is 1B at best. And unfortunately, in these games, if you look at what George Pickens is doing in Dallas, if you see what other wide receivers have been able to do who were maybe in a new spot, he will help. But he has the best chemistry with Tua going back to Alabama. So what I'm annoyed by is what is Jalen Waddle's excuse? If you're such a great wide receiver, how is it against the Saints and the Commanders? Are you a ghost of itself? Like Devon Achane is a third year player, and you are a 5th year player, and you're playing like you're just one of the guys. Jordan Brooks has stepped up. Minka Fitzpatrick has stepped up. Rasul Douglas has stepped up. Jack Jones. When's the last time, Bobby, you heard a game ball this season, or when's the last time you heard a game ball in those post-game interviews go to Jalen Waddle? I don't remember the last time, because for years he was okay because of Tyreek Hill. He had a good first rookie season because there was no expectations and they were doing easy slant passes. But unfortunately, now that's Devon Achane's job. The short passing game goes to Devon Achane. I'll make I would like right now, Devon Achane is a significantly more valuable asset to this football team than Jalen Waddle. Well, I understand where running backs are picked, but Jahmyr Gibbs was picked high, Bijan Robinson was picked high. And these are stars in the league. Devon Achane is a top 3, top 4 back in the league right now. Jalen Waddle isn't even a top 20 wide receiver in the league right now. He has regressed just as much as Tua. So as much as we want to knock Tua for how poor his contract is, the contract that Chris Greer and the Miami Dolphins gave to Jalen Waddle is embarrassing right now. He has to step up today. He has to have a good game today. Or what is his purpose on this football team? Because he's not like, I don't understand. Malik Washington's getting more touches than Jalen Waddle. I just thought I had to bring out that.
No, I think you're right on. And I think that's why his name was in conversations in the trade deadline, and I think, and Sam, I'll let you jump right in after this. I think you're absolutely right. That's why his name was in the trade deadlines, and that's why it will more likely be again at the end of the season. And again, yes, he's young. Yes, there's upside, but you have to look at this and go, we've always said, I said that when they were bringing up Tyreek being moved, like, I'm okay with it because we have Jalen Waddle. I think he's fallen off because Tyreek Hill is there. He took a big step back. It was 1A, 1B. He was still a one type of receiver. You're right. That chemistry from Alabama and what he had before Hill spoke that, this guy could step in and take over right away. But he's had a couple good games, but nothing like we expected. He has fallen off a little bit, and I think that's why his name has been brought up. Sammy, your response to what Evan's saying.
I agree with you both. I think it's kind of disappointing Waddle's play during the year. I don't know how much it has to do with opposing teams knowing basically for a couple of games he's been the only offensive weapon the Dolphins really have, and they're basically make it difficult for Waddle they're scheming against Waddle. That's probably it, but still disappointment. And basically the Dolphins agree with the premise that Waddle has been kind of a disappointment, because if he wasn't, they would have there was no way they would have entertained the training offense, even less to the Bills. So I think the Dolphins acknowledge that Wallace has not lived up to expectations, has not lived up to the contract. For having said that, if in my mind at least, I do believe that Waddle has always played very well against the Jets. I can remember a couple of years ago he had a huge game against the Jets in New York, in Miami. So this will be the day that Jalen Waddle basically can show up and take the opportunity and basically run with it, so to speak. So we have to wait and see.
And just Russ, your opinion on Jalen Waddle, if you have one, especially as a Jets fan on the outside looking in.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on Jalen Waddle?
With Waddle, I'm surprised. I did think he was going to be a very good receiver coming out. He wasn't good. Dolphins couldn't have took Jamar Chase. That was Justin Jefferson. Jamar Chase was the number 1 overall pick, Evan. So just a little mistake on your part. But
what did I say? What did I say incorrectly?
You said they could have had Jamar Chase. They could have had Justin Jefferson.
Oh no, I said when they took, when I referred to Jamar Chase, they traded down from 3 to 12. Could have stayed there, 6, right? And then they moved back up to 6. Had they stayed at 3, they'd have Jamar Chase.
Gotcha. All right, my bad.
I do, as much as I am a little bit of a scatter. The one thing I do is do my research, and Bobby knows that. I don't make stats up.
So shame on you, Russ. Don't come in here with your Jets hat on, calling out our fellow Dolphin like he's wrong, bro. Like, that's our job.
Only we can put that. No, you cannot come here and put that. Only we can do that.
Well, Bobby, I didn't have a chance to watch your show yet because I was a little busy last night, but I hope you agreed that what took place on Friday night was one of the worst decisions that entertainment that we watch has ever made. I hope you agree. I hope you did not think it was the right decision.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. You're talking about No Holds Barred, and you're talking about Gunther.
I didn't watch the show yet. I'm going to watch it later.
You're talking about Gunther over LA Knight?
Oh, my God. He already did this 5 months ago. What's he to do it again?
Okay. Forgive me, guys. I just want to say. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now. You go back and watch. You put your little comments in there. It was the right decision. Okay. You get the best match possible. The best match possible was Gunther versus John Cena. John Cena has to go out on top looking like $1 million, whether that's losing or whatever. It's Gunther. LA Knight, it's just another match. That's what it is. He don't need it. It's Gunther. John Cena needs Gunther more than John Cena needs LA Knight.
I thought he had like a big retirement tour, Cena.
He is. This is his last run. Next Saturday is his final match.
Because I thought he had one last year, and then it seemed like he's not retiring.
No, he's retiring. This is it. He had 36 dates, and they had a tournament to determine who's going to be the final opponent. Everybody's like, oh, it should be LA Knight. boo-hoo, and it's like he's
Oh,
being
I didn't think
treated
it
so
was
wrong.
been him either. I shouldn't have been him either.
I thought it was Dominic Mysterio. That's who I think should have been the final opponent, but it's Gunther, and I understand now why it is Gunther. Gunther, look at all the matches Gunther has had since he's come back. And sorry, guys, if you're wrestling fans, enjoy it. If you're not, give me like 1 minute. I'll just say, look at all the matches he's had with Evans and Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight and whatever. 4 or 5 star matches, great matches. That's what they want for John Cena. They want people, when John Cena, after his final match, they want people to say, damn, he could still do it. That was a great match. He's not going to get that with LA Knight. He's going to get that with Gunther. So it was the right choice. Spoiler alert, Evan, for you to go back and watch No Holds Barred.
The only reason I said that is because you know I've been saying forever about
I know.
all the way back since the original Holds Barred.
I know. And it very, very quick. I just want to say the AP rankings came out, and we're 12 minutes away from the start of the college football. But Utah, of course, jumped up to number 1. I mean, not Utah. Indiana jumped up over to number 1 over Georgia. Ohio State's number 3. And I'll just skip it here. Number 4 is Texas Tech. Oregon's number 5. Ole Miss is 6. 7 is ATM, Texas A&M. Oklahoma 8. Notre Dame 9. Miami 10, Alabama 11, BYU 12, and of course Vanderbilt 13. But anyway,
who didn't make it that should have made it because the people were saying
no, this is AP. But I guess it's an inclination of maybe what could happen.
By the way, Ole Miss, I think they're that whole situation. I really hope they do something. Just to hope Lane Kiffin, honestly, burns in hell for what he's doing.
My problem with Lane is what I was like, great. Take the best opportunity, make the most money you can. But if you've seen Lane Kiffin's career from him being a coordinator to him in Tennessee, to him in Oakland, to him at USC, to FAU, to Ole Miss, what has he done? What has he done? Now he's like, I mean, and the thing LSU fans aren't talking about, what's going to happen if Alabama doesn't make it, because we've all seen it with Kalen DeBoer, and I'm a Kalen DeBoer guy. I like Kalen DeBoer. I love his story. A guy who came from NAIA to win at NAIA, to win at D2, to win, to take winning programs D1. What's going to happen if that Alabama job opens up? You're telling Lane's going to run, and because that's the job he wants is Alabama. It ain't LSU. He wants Alabama. So if Alabama comes open in a year or two, he's going to run to that one too. But what has Lane Kiffin done in any job?
That's my thing too. I will say is that, look what he was doing with Ole Miss. Again, this was his opportunity to maybe surprise some people, and he goes, nope, I'm out. I'm taking LSU. And I understand. I am totally on the side of Ole Miss saying, he's like, oh, I'll coach the team into the playoffs, and then I'll leave. No, dude, you're good. Just go. It's good. Don't worry about it.
So haven't people learned, since all good things, LSU, since Ed Orgeron left and Joe Burrow left, in the last 5 years, it's like going to the Jets. You're going to fail.
Bam, 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 shanked.
That's LSU.
That one
LSU is the Jets in the last 5 years. You go there, look at Brian Kelly.
Raphael Duke is not. I don't see Duke in the top 25 of the AP rankings. Just letting you know. I know you brought up Duke. I don't know if that's what you were asking, but they're not in there. And Texas is ranked 14th. Firefighter 1526. It's cold in New York, right? We're cooked. Yeah, it's about 35 degrees. I think.
But something will end today, because Tua is 7-0 against the Jets, and the Jet. It's one of the things they're going to happen, and he's never won in cold weather. Like there's this whole thing about Tua. In theory, if it ends up over 40 degrees and it's against the Jets, he shouldn't lose because he's never lost to the Jets over 40 degrees. That's why
I wonder what's going to happen today.
Yeah,
believe in our quarterback. Believe in our quarterback. Okay.
I don't. This Evan.
Believe, brother.
What is this, Evan? So positive.
But guys, don't you understand? It's going to be cold, so Tua will have the excuse that if he can't move, it's because he's cold. It won't be because he can't move. It's because he's cold.
Listen, that can't be the excuse all season, man. We all seen.
By the way, and I want to repeat that everyone keeps blaming Tua can't play in cold weather. Let's just repeat this. The Dolphins, as long as I have breath, have never been able to play in cold weather. It has
true.
It's not a Tua thing. It's not a Mike McDaniel thing. It's a Dolphin thing. They quiver in the cold. It's a mindset that they need to overcome. If they win, if it's below 40 and they win, like think about the snow game against Buffalo. They had the chance to win. They blew that game. Every time they've had the chance to win in cold, they don't. They quiver. They need to overcome it. It's a mindset, and if they don't do it,
Let me
that's
ask you this.
coaching, that's mentality, that's preparation. It's
100%. Let me ask you this, Evan, very quick, because we're seeing a lot of comments about Tua 0-7 in the cold. This is set up to be a bad game for Tua. He's a Tua. Okay, but anyway, do we see? Do we quiver? You quiver. Evan quivers at the sound of Tua.
Sorry.
But
sorry.
do we see Zach Wilson at all today?
No.
Very quick. Any Zach Wilson sighting? Okay.
I'd be happy.
I actually am convinced today Tua is going to have a good game. I think Mike McDaniel learned last week that this is an Achane, short yardage, kill the clock type of game. Tua is not going to be throwing the ball downfield. Tua is going to go to 2020 Tua, and he's going to think and dunk and pass. I don't mind if I see 1,000 checkdowns from Tua today. Go and do your job. I want to see Tua with 20 passes for. I want to see him 16, 17 for 20 for a $180 and one touchdown, no interceptions, a passer rating of 100. I'm fine with that today. If he does that, good game, Tua. Fine with me. Because right now Tua, the only thing that will save Tua, my quarterback, is wins. It doesn't matter, even if he loses, it's wins, and he can't be he can't lose again. Like he can't keep losing the way he's been losing, and there's no way Mike McDaniel is showing him that tape of that throw, and continue. As much as you guys all told me last week, when he was throwing Achane under the bus and he was throwing Julian Hill under the bus, but there's no way they didn't look at the film and say, Tua, you can't make that throw, right? So for me today, Tua is probably going to have one of his better games conservatively. He's going to be very conservative. If he's not, then I'm not going to be hard on him tonight. I promise I won't be. But Mike McDaniel basically will realize that once again, you guys will have to say to me, you want to know what, Evan? Mike McDaniel really is not looking in for the best interest of the football team. He's looking in for the best interest of saving his quarterback and by padding his stats and making him look as good as possible. Because if we see Tua in this cold weather throwing the ball deep downfield or trying to make plays with his legs, then then the man looking at the film in the quarterback room and the head coach, the play caller, is watching something very different than we are, right? So I think Tua needs to have a very strong game today, and hopefully he does. But it can't be just about Achane again. Because I will say this, guys, and I always rock on Brett and Greg for saying it, but it is a passing league. You can only get so many points, and if you've noticed, the best games of Achane's games last couple of weeks, there's been a balance of passing and throwing where we've gotten a lot of points. The games where we scored under 20 points, we're running the ball a lot more than we're throwing it. So even if you use Achane in the pass game, we do need to pass a little bit more to get more of a lead. I really don't want to see it might be a low-scoring game today, but there needs to be some movement by the receivers. Like we have 5-6 receivers, and none of them get involved in the game.
Yeah. Let's go around the league, and then we will dive back in. We'll see if we get any noise in the college football playoffs. Before we do,
well, we got two of one analyst, EJ Manuel. The 3 analysts put Miami in. Two of them put Notre Dame, Miami, and Alabama out. EJ Manuel put Miami and Notre Dame out. So
interesting.
Which is surprised because he's an FSU quarterback.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and I saw who was it? Mark Ingram was saying Alabama should be out yesterday, which was interesting. So, but let's go around the league. We'll start. We'll hold off Miami until the end. We'll go tease the victory for both the Dolphins and the Jets. Russ will take care of the Jets, and then we'll go with game prediction. But before we get to this game, our game, let's get into around the league. As we know, Detroit defeated the Dallas Cowboys 44-30, moving to 8-5 in the season. Seattle travels to Atlanta. Seattle's 9-3. Atlanta is 4-8. I have it. Seattle. Russ, who do you have winning that game?
Seattle.
Evan? You're muted.
He's got Seattle.
I know he did. I just wanted to
Seattle.
say. There you
Seattle. Sorry, my thing's logged up. Seattle.
go. Sammy.
Again, the Falcons, one of those teams like we are that plays to a level of opposition. I'm not saying they're going to play great against the Seahawks, but I don't see them winning. I have the Seahawks win.
There you go. The 1-11 Tennessee Titans taking on the 3-9 Cleveland Browns. There's a lot of noise on Shedeur Sanders. Sammy, who do you have?
Browns, just because their defense is so good, and the offense of the Titans is still not yet to be defined. So I'm going to go the Cleveland Browns.
Evan.
Cam Ward has been sacked 48 times this season. Give that perspective. 48 times. Myles Garrett has had 4 sack games. He needs 4 sacks. Do not be surprised if Myles Garrett gets to 21 or ties the record today. My bold prediction today is that Myles Garrett ties the record for the most sacks in NFL history today against Cam Ward.
Damn.
Save that fun for tonight because that one's interesting. I like that.
Russ?
I'm going the other way. I got Titans. I'm not sold on Shedeur. I got the Titans winning this game.
I would be very happy for that just because of Cam Ward. And, of course, I know how depressed my friends here are in Tennessee with the Titans. But I was like, hey, you know what? Let's let it play out. But I got the Cleveland Browns because of the defense, not because of Shedeur over Cam Ward, any of that nature. Media is really trying hard to hype up Shedeur Sanders right now, and that's okay. But I'm going with Cleveland because of their defense. So we got our first breakaway here with Russ taking Tennessee over Cleveland, which would be fun to see. The Commanders 3-9 taking on the 4-8 Minnesota Vikings. Who would have thought these teams would have been in this predicament? I have the Vikings over the Commanders. Russ, who do you got?
I think this is a coin flip. I think I'd go Vikings just because of Jane Daniels' first game back. I don't think he's going to be as explosive as we've seen in the past, so I got Vikings.
Evan?
Marcus Mariota almost beats Denver Broncos. They're playing in a dome. J.J. McCarthy makes Tua look like Joe Namath. So, or Dan Marino for such. Marcus Mariota, Commanders win today.
Sammy?
I'm going to pick the Vikings because, Brian Flores is such a great defensive coordinator. I have to go with the Vikings.
Troll.
The Saints 2-10 taking on the 7-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay is what I have. Sammy, is there an upset in the works though? Can you see the Saints pulling this off?
No, can you imagine a team from Florida looking bad in the second half against oh yeah, I can imagine. But still, I'm gonna pick the Bucs.
Evan?
The Bucs are going to show, even if Evans doesn't play, how a team from South Florida is supposed to take care of it. But don't sleep on the Saints today. Any divisional game, as we know, is a tight one. But it's at home for the Bucs. The Bucs will have no problems winning today.
Russ?
I got Bucs.
Easy enough. The 8-4 Indianapolis Colts taking on the 8-4 Jacksonville Jaguars. This should be a fun game for AFC West fans. But I do have the Colts winning this one. Russ, who do you have?
Well, I'm a big fan of anybody who plays the Colts. So let's go Jags.
There you go. Evan?
I said this 2 weeks ago when they blew the lead against Kansas City, that the Colts are going to come back down to earth a little bit. And I think this will be a tight game. And I feel that they're both fighting for a playoff spot. And I think that the Jags will take it towards the end of the game because they have a kicker who can kick from his own end zone, Cam Little.
It's ridiculous.
He's ridiculous, Cam Little. So he can kick further than Brad and Aubrey, and that's saying a lot. So no, it's going to be the Jags are going to win the close one.
There you go. Sammy.
This is the first game of the Dolphins rooting guide for the week because the Dolphins need so many people to lose to have a chance. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say the Jaguars beat the Colts.
There you go. Man, I'm the only one who picked the Colts. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it. This one is a tough one. especially if you're doing the Phins TV Pick'em League, where 1 minute you're in the top 2, and then all of a sudden you're in the top 6, and it's so close. It's ridiculous how close everybody is. We were talking about it before the show. This Pittsburgh Steelers 6-6 taking on the Baltimore Ravens. You think that Lamar's back, the Ravens are going to start figuring out, and then they lay a
Fire Tomlin. Fire Tomlin. Fire Tomlin.
That's a whole other conversation. All right. Pittsburgh 6-6 traveling to Baltimore to take on their division rivals, the Baltimore Ravens. I have the Ravens. Sammy, am I wrong?
No, you're not. Just because Aaron Rodgers looks, he doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers. He looks depleted. He looks so sad at times. I think that's it. This is the final season for Aaron Rodgers. I cannot see him coming back. This disaster. Hopefully they find Mike Tomlin so we have better choices. Unless he goes to Buffalo, then I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. I'm going to pick the Ravens.
There you go. Evan.
As much as we knock Chris Greer, as bad of a general manager as he was, with his inability to draft, he always made, we all got to give him his kudos, he always made decent trades, for the most part. Minka looks way better in a Dolphins uniform than Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith look like in a Steelers uniform. The Steelers sort of went all in, getting Jonnu Smith, getting Jalen Ramsey, going to get Aaron Rodgers. They thought they would be able to solidify. They're choking away the division. The Ravens are getting better. There's 2 coaches on the hot seat. Unfortunately, John Harbaugh's had more success in this part of the year than the Steelers had, like Tomlin's had. And he has Lamar Jackson. He doesn't have Aaron Rodgers. So as bad as Lamar Jackson's been, the Ravens are still going to win because they have Derek frickin' Henry, who I wanted, by the way. Could you imagine a 1-2 punch? Bobby, imagine a 1-2 punch of Devon Achane and Derek Henry.
You're telling me.
By the way, do you think that we would have trouble with short yardage with Derek Henry?
No.
Do you think we'd have problems with short yardage with Derek Henry?
He will look so good catching those pass screens from Tua. It would be so good.
Dude would not have to move.
Beautiful.
Just give it to Henry. Back and forth.
Russ, Pittsburgh or Baltimore?
Well, I got Baltimore not just on the reason that I think Baltimore's the better team, also the reason after week 1 when Aaron Rodgers went on his mic and said, I want to beat the Jets for any reason every time. I'm like, why are you mad at the Jets? The Jets gave Aaron Rodgers everything in the sun when he came. Every player he wanted, every decision was up to him. And then he's like, I don't like that. I hate the Jets. I'm like, they gave you everything, Aaron Rodgers. I'm glad. I mean, I get it. It's Aaron Rodgers. He's a Hall of Famer. But it was a circus with Aaron Rodgers. So I'm all on the Ravens because they're the better team. I think they end up winning that division. But Aaron Rodgers did suck it.
There you go. Suck it, Aaron Rodgers. Cincinnati 4-8 taking on the 8-4 Buffalo Bills. Is there an upset in the works? No, I got the Buffalo Bills defeating the Cincinnati Bengals. Russ, who do you got?
Bengals playing for their life still, but just a shot for the division. I really the last time the Bengals played the Bills in Buffalo, it was freezing cold, and they beat the Bills in the playoffs. So, I really don't want it, but I'm going to take the Bengals. I don't want to because I don't want to see the Patriots win the division is the reason. But, I think we all can agree we all hate the Patriots on it right now. But I'm taking the Bengals. They're playing for the life.
There you go. Evan?
I don't like Josh Allen. I love Joe Burrow. How he looked last week. If we would have tanked properly, we would have Joe Burrow.
We have a chance.
The Bengals are going to win this football game.
I just want to say, forgive me. As the Buffalo Bills quarterback, I don't like Josh Allen. As a person, he seems like a really good guy. Just throwing that out there. It looks like
I never said it personally. I mean, as a football player, he drives me
you-
bananas.
You kind of said
I don't like him personally. I'm gonna say I don't
seems
like
like
him
a decent guy. You know, he just thinks the kids. He's a good guy.
Such a
Sammy's
phony.
Sammy's he's so funny. The camera's watching. Here, kid. Here's
falling.
that's my shoe. I need it back. What? It was like-
Are we talking Josh Allen or Russell Wilson here?
I know. Yeah, it's true. All right, Sammy, what do you got?
I have the Bengals.
Wow, again, I'm the only one picking the other team.
I think Joe Burrow is, had that moxie, that kind of mentality. He's a competitor. I do believe that he's gonna go to Buffalo and put panic on Bills fans. I have the Bengals.
All right. We got the Denver Broncos 10-2 taking on the 2-10 Las Vegas Raiders. I've got the Raiders, Sammy. I got the Broncos, not the Raiders. I got the Broncos. Who do you got?
I had the Raiders losing today.
You have to say it like that. I'm sorry. Again, I'm a Dolphins fan,
Raiders.
but I love I love the Raiders music from, NFL films
Yes.
and, John Madden, Al Davis, just win, baby. They got such a cool story. So
Yes.
I love the Raiders. Evan, who do you got?
I do not believe in the Broncos. The way they've looked Dolphin-esque the last couple of weeks. Bo Nix actually has a worse passer rating than Tua. I actually think that it can't keep on getting to be this bad. With the Raiders could get any worse. Crosby has to have a decent game. It's at home. If it was in Mile High, yeah, Broncos.
It is a division game. That's
It is a
that's
division
true.
game. It's just one of those weird games where I think the Raiders have to win something. And I just feel like it's one of those games where if it's tight, the Raiders still have a chance because the Broncos are not scoring. The Broncos are not scoring.
Toit. It's toit like a toiger. It's toit like a toiger. Bo Nix, real deal right there, Sammy. That's a real deal quarterback, right?
Who?
Bo Nix.
Who?
Bo Nix.
Yeah, I don't like Bo Nix.
Only
And
Josh Wingate likes Bo Nix.
I don't know. I'm at least in my mind who can win a Super Bowl, and Bo Nix is not in my mind of those quarterbacks that can win a Super Bowl next. So I don't know. It might be me, but at least they had a good coach. Actually, what we didn't get it, we lost the first and third round pick for it. So I'm so happy about that. It is what it is. What can I tell you?
Russ.
I got the Broncos.
There you go. Easy enough. See, Russ, right to the point, man. I love it. Chicago 9-3.
Is Pete Carroll playing for his job?
He might have that bit. He might be. Yes.
I think he's playing for his job.
He might be. Yes.
I like Pete Carroll, man. He
Me
should
too.
never have gone to the Raiders. That's all I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think he should have waited for again.
Make Tom Brady the head coach and screw them. What are you doing?
What is he doing?
What's that? I don't know.
Same thing the other guy was doing. He has one. I have two.
Oh yes.
Hey,
How good are these things, eh? Bobby, how good
awesome.
are these things?
I love
right?
him, bro.
They're the
They're
best.
cool.
Evan, just a little base. Did you see who was in Dunedin and Florida this week at spring training?
Kyle Tucker, you haven't invited me onto the show in a while.
I told you. You're
I know.
welcome.
We had to have a conversation about Dylan Cease. We haven't had the Dylan Cease conversation.
Yeah, every time we're going.
Hey, we're talking about football, not baseball. I don't want to hear anything. I'm just playing.
Fine. I'm going to piss him off. Well, right, ready? Ready to piss him off?
Let me get my brace hat. I'll
Sandy
be right back.
Alcantara is overrated.
Who?
Sandy Alcantara.
Yeah, right. All right, Chicago, Green Bay. Chicago's 9-3. Green Bay 8-3-1. I have the Bears. Sammy, who do you got?
I had two very dear friends of mine who flew to Green Bay to that game. They went through Chicago. They're right now. It's -9 a couple of minutes ago. It's gonna be around, -11 by game time. They're Packers fans, so today I'm gonna pick the Packers just because I don't have the heart to pick the Bears right now, so I'm gonna pick the Packers.
All right, Evan.
Green Bay is one of those teams that is 8-3-1, but they're not playing.
They don't field it.
They don't. They it seems like the guy, Matt LaFleur is sort of coaching like he's part of a tree that's not very successful, that is just overrated. And the Bears are going to win. Ben Johnson Ben Johnson might take off his shirt in the cold today, not just in the locker room if they win.
For my
That's
Dolphins,
right.
that made that sense.
Russ?
As much as the -9 really almost swayed me, I know I used to live in North Dakota and go to college there, so -9 is probably not -9 because it's probably more like -20 with the wind. I've been in -60. It was not fun. That was with the wind. It was probably like -45, but still, anything below 0 is just freezing. You can't really tell a difference. I'm going to pick the Bears to go against our former co-host, the Check Down, Dave Stager, who's always, I see him always on Twitter chirping the Bears fans. So, duh, Bears.
If I was at a game, if I was anywhere -60, you would be talking to a hologram of Sammy right now because I would be. I know how you did it. That's amazing.
All right, moving on. We got the Rams 9-3 taking on the 3-9 Arizona Cardinals. Russ, I got the Rams. You've got.
I said last week the Rams are the best team in the NFL, and then they lost. And I actually bet on the Rams to win and ruin my parlay, but the Rams are going to win today.
There you go, Evan.
If there's any quarterback I bet against more than Jacoby Brissett, there isn't one. Rams win.
There you go. Sammy?
I had the Rams as the best team in the NFC last week, and they found a way to lose to the Panthers. Still gonna pick them, but they're gonna win. But I'm disappointed that I'm picking the Rams.
All right, we got the 7-5 Houston Texans taking on the surprising 7-5 because the way they started, I didn't think they were going to be in that situation, but they are 7-5, and now they're going against the shockingly disappointing Kansas City Chiefs 6-6. I have the Texans winning today. I have Kansas City falling to 6-7. Sammy, who do you got? Trust me.
Just because it's in Kansas City and the Texans are a dome team, I had to go with the Chiefs, but I'm not confident. But I'm still gonna pick the Chiefs.
Evan,
Go Texans.
there you go. Russ,
I will say I don't like, I tuned in earlier, the 6-7 comments. I do work at a school, so I hear it too much. I was a little disappointed to hear it from you guys. Evan talking 6-7 day all day. So I'm going the Texans. And it means nothing. And I'm sure Bobby knows because he's got young kids. I've asked it. I said, what does 6-7 mean? I don't know. You look it up. It means absolutely nothing. I hate it.
there's something I saw. I gotta send it. My son, that's all he does. He goes, Dad, look at the seconds. 67, 6-7. Everything. It's 6-7.
I hate it, but my daughter was so proud they didn't Phins TV that whatever.
My youngest does it. She goes, but they added a thing. So and that's at first before I got annoyed of it. But I heard her say it, and I was like, oh, that's so funny. It's cute. My 4-year-old, 6-7, something highway. And I heard her one day. And I go, what was that? And I was like, say it again. She goes, is it a highway? And I found out nothing has to do with a highway. It's just 6-7. So that's all my son does. He goes, Dad, look at the score. We play NBA 2K, and he purposely will miss a shot in order to get a 3-pointer or whatever, just to go get 67 points. So he go 6-7. I'm like, I just can't stand that. But anyway, finally, we have Monday Night Football. You've got the 8-4 Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Los Angeles Chargers, who are also 8-4. This is in LA. Russ, who do you got?
I mean, it's going to come down to who's playing, if Herbert's playing or not. I'm not sold on the Eagles this year, so I'm going the Chargers.
Oh, all right, Evan.
We need the Chargers to lose. I hate the Eagles, but for tonight, later today, let's cheer for the Eagles.
There you go. Sammy.
In Big Fan Joy Trust, I have these.
I know it's in LA, and I really think this game could go either way. I'm going to go with the Eagles, though. I think the Eagles will pull this one out. And now we move on to Dolphins versus the Jets, which will be interesting. Let's see if I could pull this up correctly. All right. The Dolphins are 5-7. The Jets 3-9. The Jets in the sweepstakes for the top 2-3 pick. Obviously, they have to beat out the Titans for the number 1 pick. I don't know if that's going to happen. So let's get into it here. Make sure, read this out very quick. Justin Fields is out, as we've brought up. The last 5 games for the Jets, they beat the Falcons 27-24, lost to Baltimore 23-10, 27-14 against New England. That was a loss. They beat the Cleveland Browns 27-20, beat the Cincinnati Bengals 39-38, where Miami has won the last 3. They won 4 out of 5, beating the Saints 21-17, Washington 16-13 in overtime, beating the Buffalo Bills 30-13, lost to the Baltimore Ravens 28-6, and of course beating the Atlanta Falcons 34-10. Russ, I know you are short on time. What are your keys to victory for the Jets? And then you could give your prediction and get the hell out of here.
Well, like I told Sammy the other day, I don't like predictions. I think I'm a jinx, and I picked the Cowboys on his show, and the Cowboys lost. So I think it's going to come. I think it's just my keys to the game. I think on both sides it's going to be we're going to see heavy running. I will say thank you, Evan, for the mock draft prediction of giving us Armand Membu, because he's looking like the best right tackle in the NFL. So I appreciate the unbiased opinion last year on the check down. I think it's going to be a lot of Breece Hall today for the Jets, and I think that's the way they're going to have to win the game. I think it's going to be like we've spoken in the past. It's going to be a division game. This game's always going to be good. The game on Monday Night Football could have gone either way. The Jets obviously had 3 turnovers, so you're not going to win too many football games. You turn the football over 3 times, especially in the red zone a couple times. I think it's going to be like a 23-17 game at the end of the day. I'm not going to – you know who I want. I know we're not very good, and I'd like a high draft pick, but I've been in a situation I can't physically bring myself to root against my team to lose. I can't do it. So I'm all in the Jets. I'd like to see, we do have one of the best units in the NFL right now, and that's our kicking game, Nick Foles, who's only missed 1 field goal. So, but I think it's going to be a very, 23-20, 23-17 game, very close. I'm sorry, Bobby. I know that was a little cop out.
No. But do you have a winner?
I'm not.
No, you're not. No, you wanted to come on here. You're going to pick a winner. Come on.
You
got to do it. Come on.
I got the Jets 23-20.
Get the hell off my screen. Anyway, guys. So no, I'm just playing.
Also, this is for you, Evan and Sammy. I was just kind of chirping, maybe a couple months ago, Alex and Bobby, and he goes, Russ, we'll always welcome you. Come to the good side, be a Dolphins fan. I'm like, you really want that, Bobby? Me just flip to the Dolphins? I'm like, come on. That's not the type of fan. I'm like, the type of fan I want on my team. I'm like, that's just fair weather. I ride and die with the New York Jets, and it's painful, but I love it.
There you go.
I'm always going to be a Jets fan.
No one's perfect. No one's
perfect.
That's all good. No, that's fine.
I will say, I appreciate Sammy the other day. He's like, I appreciate you coming on, and was it Behind Enemy Lines? I'm a New York Jets fan. Everybody on here is a Dolphins fan, and we all hate
everybody.
Most everybody's a Dolphin. Not everybody. I am from Southern California. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm a Celtics fan. I hate the Lakers with a passion. As Evan knows, I hate the Dodgers with a passion. So everywhere I go, I'm used to being the guy who's always the odd man left out. And I'm fine with it. I really don't care if you don't like my team. It kind of makes it funner. It makes it terrible. I'm a teacher, and I just said funner.
It's funner.
makes
It's okay.
it more fun.
I'm
The kids aren't watching, brother.
You talk some shit to me, I'll talk some shit to you, whatever. It's a good
That's
time.
it. That's
You
it.
know?
It's all good. No, Rush, I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for hopping on with us. Well, let's see how it goes there for you. But Russ Morgan, you catch Russ Wednesday night. What time are we doing? I mean, not Wednesday night, Wednesday afternoon, right? What time are you going on Wednesday for College Blitz? You're muted now. How did you mute? Oh, there it is.
4:00 Wednesday for College Blitz for just a little recap of the playoffs, all that good stuff, and we'll see. Q could be very excited, or he could be very frustrated on Wednesday, and then Thursday 7:30 on deck. Evan, you're always more than welcome if you want to join. We got winter meetings coming up, so I appreciate you, Bobby, Evan, Sammy. Thanks for having me on. We're about to start, so I'm gonna get locked in for the college football playoff show here.
All right, brother. Enjoy it.
All right, you guys have a nice day.
Appreciate you, brother. That's Russ Morgan, host of On Deck and College Blitz. Again, catch him on Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern time for College Blitz. They'll talk playoffs, react to the selection. Notre Dame, Miami. It's going on right in the next 5 minutes. The show is live now, but I guess in 5 minutes they'll start making the announcements. So I was trying to follow it here. But anyway, let's wrap up our thing here. Let's go to keys to victory for the Miami Dolphins. Sammy, what are Miami Dolphins' keys to a Phins up victory?
First of all, I have the Dolphins 22-20. They have to find a way to run the football. They just have to. Again, in cold weather, you know what's going to happen. So they have to find a way to stop Tyrod Taylor, who basically every time he plays the Dolphins play very well. So those are my two keys to victory. They run the ball. Tua, doesn't poop the bed. The Dolphins will win the game 22-20.
Let me make sure my pen's not working, but I'm going to try here. 23-20 Miami for Sammy. Evan, your keys to victory?
My keys to victory. Devon Achane, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. They need to get. I'm not worried about the defense. The defense will do its job today. Tyrod Taylor will be contained the best way they know how. And in the end, it's up to the offense. So it's about Devon Achane continuing his offensive player type of season. Darren Waller has to get way more involved in this football game. Tua, the man 6'6", just throw the ball to him. Like the fact that he had 2 receptions last game was laughable. Darren Waller's a capable tight end for you. You need a good tight end. So I want to see a touchdown, a couple of receptions from him. And just don't turn over the ball. Like if Tua turns over the ball and starts throwing the ball errantly, just check it down. Just leave some check down options for yourself, and just even when it's 4th and 1, short yardage, check it down. Stop with the fancy nonsense. But honestly, just play simple. Today is just use your tight end, use your running back. Don't make stupid decisions. Don't play down to your football team. Play up. You want to keep winning. Play like you have something to play for. Don't play like you're playing against a team where you have nothing to lose and it's backyard football, taking chances. Mike McDaniel should not take risks today. If they take risks today in today's football game, then unfortunately we'll all be disappointed tonight. If they play the way they should be playing, because they have the best player on the field in Devon Achane. So if you utilize him and you have the biggest weapon on the offensive side of the ball in Darren Waller. I think Darren Waller is more critical than any other player on either side. You can't stop him if you get the ball to him. So for me, it's about limiting the mistakes. So again, like we've said for weeks, it's about McDaniel calling a smart football game and Tua not trying to take over the football game, and we'll be fine. And by the way, it's over 40 degrees, so it will be 42 degrees at kickoff, which means Tua, if he wants to keep his undefeated streak alive against the Jets, he needs to win today.
What is your prediction, sir?
Oh boy, because I said the Jets were going to win last week, but now I have to be Mr. Positive since I'm doing the reverse today. Don't
worry, I got you.
I will say this will be a 27-16 victory. And guess why I used 27-16 in honor of my adopted son Tristan? 6-7.
All right.
There needs to be a 7 and there needs to be a 6.
Yeah, I know. So very quick, I'll just say Evan is right on. There's not much to add. Again, I think, keep the I say this, in the best way, short immediate passes, dump offs, keep if that's to his passing game, that's absolutely okay. Keep it that way. It should be a running game, Devon Achen, get him the ball any way you can. Get Olive Gordon, Jalen Wright involved, run, and then defense, play up to your ability. Force the Jets to make mistakes, even though I know you're going to get a smart veteran in Tyrod Taylor. Before I make my prediction, we'll go get Tristan's prediction. And Tristan is here in 3, 2, 1. There he is.
I just watched chapter 2 yesterday. So
Okay. All right. So Dolphins 5-7 taking on the 3-9 New York Jets. Tristan, the last game for the Jets, they won 27-24 against the Atlanta Falcons. Of course, the Miami Dolphins beat the New Orleans Saints 21-17. What is your Dolphins Jets prediction for today?
30-13 Dolphins.
30-13 Dolphins.
And guess what? They're going to be 6 wins, 7 losses. 6-7.
There it is. All right. There you go. All right. Appreciate you. All right. So let me tell you why that won't happen. Oh, no. I'm going to have it 23-21 because I do not want to see 6-7. I'm going to say 23-21 Jets. The Jets are going to win that game. It's going to be 23-21 Jets because I do.
What happened to Bobby? What happened?
Comment.
By the way, let me ask you, Bobby. Bobby, I want to ask
Yes.
you Simon this question. If we win out, and we finish the season, whether we make the playoffs or not, if we finish 10-7 or 9-8, which means we actually went on a crazy streak.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Bless you. God,
Excuse me.
Jesus.
I couldn't
God
go
bless you.
mute that quickly. I couldn't go mute that quickly.
Oh my God.
With Devon Achane, does Devon Achane win? Does Devon Achane deserve to win Offensive Player of the Year?
If
They make the playoff and they win out, does he deserve Offensive Player of the Year? For
Yes. He is the team MVP right now. Sammy.
No, not team MVP. Will he be
Offensive Player of the Year? I know what you're saying. I said
more
yes.
than Jahmyr Gibbs, more than
Yes.
Jonathan Taylor?
Yes, because the reason they're the record that they're doing is because of him.
Would you pay him? Is that their first order of business by the Dolphins? No matter how the season ends, first order of business.
You got to extend him. Whoever the
whatever he wants.
No, you got to be business smart, but yeah, you get it done. Get the deal done.
Double digits. If he wants 10 million, 12 million a year, give it to him tomorrow.
Double digits. Give him what he wants. Leave it be. Yeah. Sorry, Greg. Sorry, Brett. Yes. 100%.
He's that special.
He is that special.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, no, I don't want to see 6-7. If I do, it's okay. I'll mind. We'll have fun on post game. But just because I don't want to see 6-7, I'm not going to hear it all freaking week. So I'm going to say no. Jets will win today, 23-21.
Don't be surprised if they win today. They're
great.
They're going to run this. I'm telling you, if they win today and they win in like proper fashion, like they should, even though it's a divisional game, they're not going to lose again. It's just I don't think they're going to lose again. If they win today, I think they win out.
If they run the table, Mike McDaniel should be coach of the year. So that's
especially.
Well, you know what? Obviously, the more wins they get, the more likely McDaniel remains the head coach going into next season, and more than likely, Anthony Weaver will not be the D coordinator. He'll probably get a head coaching gig somewhere, or at least be in that conversation for head coach somewhere in around the league. So it's just crazy how, the season kind of fluctuates. You know what I mean? It's just, and that's what the Dolphins do, right? I mean, we all know that. Every year. It's like, oh, they're horrible, and they start winning, and it's like, oh, there it is. It's like, just wait it out.
It's like
wait it out. Just wait it out.
Either they collapse late in the year, or they make the run way too late. Either one of those two, it always happens.
Typical damn Dolphins.
And you know what? As bad as they've been this year, actually regular season, he still has a winning record. Daniel still has a winning record.
Yeah. Yes, he does. Let me see. I want to make sure. All right. So we will be back on later tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, win, lose, or draw, to discuss the Dolphins versus Jets game. So join us tonight on FTSN to react. Here we go. We got some seeding here. Okay, right now, so right now, Indiana is number 1, Ohio State number 2, Georgia number 3, Texas Tech number 4, Oregon number 5, Ole Miss number 6, Texas A&M number 7, Oklahoma number 8, Alabama at 9. So Alabama did get in. So, which again, Russ brought up a great point. You know, if they don't go in because they lost the conference championship, there are going to be teams opting out of the conference championship game. So let's wait this out here for just a second, and I'll do the plugs. Number 9 is up. Miami number 10. So there we go, baby. Yes, the Canes number 10. We are in, boys. Playoffs in Miami for the Canes. Gotta love it. So, woo-hoo-hoo! Here you go. I'm good. I'm happy. I love it. Miami at 10, jump Notre Dame. You GD right, they did. You know, love it. All right. I'm happy. So the Canes Were a Podcast will be live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right. So, in regard to Phins of FTSN, the Phins Talk postgame show will be live 8 p.m. Eastern time. Talk Dolphins versus Jets, win, lose, or draw. Always an entertaining show. We'll be back there immediately after the game. With shout out to a friend of the network, the Phins Faithful Podcast will be live for their postgame show with George, Jason Sarney. I'm assuming probably maybe Evan and Sammy. The whole party usually is there immediately after the game. And of course, if you still want more Dolphins or more Phins Talk, join us on the Phins Talk post-game show, where a win and lose or draw, it's always entertaining. We find something to complain about, but we're always happy. I mean, if you didn't get to see the promo last week, join us again. You might catch another promo from the one and only Bobby Phins. But anyway, Sammy, any final thoughts before we wrap this one up?
Just win, baby. The Dolphins had to find a way to win. They had to find a way to keep winning. Winning is always better than losing. Forget about the number of people overall. Forget about positioning right now. Just find a way to win.
Evan?
My quarterback, my head coach are going to make me so proud today. I'm so excited.
You know what he's doing. I was going to say, you heard me on pregame how positive I was. I thought they were going to do it. And, you know, it's going to be the whole thing.
But in all honesty, if I told you guys on many shows, if they win, I'm okay with these two guys. If they lose, then I'm not. And the last 2 weeks have been not very good, but it's the Jets. If there's any opportunity to have a reason to win today, Tua and Mike McDaniel, you're playing the stinking Jets. So please, you know what they did for you last year, even though it wouldn't matter? Last time you were on that football field, they embarrassed you. Tua was like this with his sunglasses. Concussion, but flew on a plane wearing sunglasses when it was cloudy out.
Oh, man.
So, Mike Tua, make me proud, Uno. Make me proud.
There you go. Guys, appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much. Don't forget, as of right now, I will confirm with the fellas, but more than likely, the Canes Were a Podcast will be live for a special edition show tonight, celebrating the Hurricanes getting into the college football playoffs. The Canes are the 10th ranked team in this CFP.
Who are 11 and 12? What are they waiting for?
They are going against, I don't know
what they're doing. They're playing Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. That's this because Texas A&M is the 7th seed, so that's Miami versus Texas A&M. So don't forget to tune in. It's gonna be an awesome show tonight for Caneswear and Dolphin fans. Again, 8:00 Eastern time. Check out the Phins Talk postgame show. The three of us more than likely all will be back for that one. Win, lose, or draw. Because it's
30 if possible. I'll start with them. We're all joining remotely.
Okay. All right. Well, and Evan will possibly be with us at 8:00 or at 8:30. But just look out for the confirmation on that. So anyway, appreciate you all. Like and subscribe, and Dolphin fans. More than anytime, really, as always. Like, subscribe, and most importantly, fins up.
I love
See
you
guys
guys
tonight.
I love you too.